Greetings and welcome to episode 4 of my Let's Play Survival Minecraft series. So, I have fixed my food problem. I did plant this in an attempt to fix my food problem, but I've harvested it once because I found something better. And yeah, I'm not going to go hungry for a while. This is just amazing. What I did was I built this. This is an automatic fish farm for 1.10. I think I burned through maybe 4-5 vanilla rods before I got enough enchanted ones through fishing to merge together and never need another one again. I've put that over here. This is Unbreaking 3, Lure 3, Luck of the Sea 3 and Mending. So because it mends when I get experience from catching the fish, I never need to fix it. It's never going to break on me as long as I don't lose it, which is why I leave it in here when I'm not AFKing. It's not my design. I will put the link of where I got it from up on the description. But even the tutorial I followed was adapting someone else's, so there'll be another link in his description to find the actual person who designed this originally. And what I'm going to do now is make diamond of each of these, and we'll get these combined, get some decent tools, and then we'll get on with today's build. Today's main job is going to be to get some market stalls put in place. I have been a bit busy over there. I've done some of the roads. You might have seen that from the intro section that I've been placing roads in. I tried to keep that short. There's a limit to how fascinating watching me do the same thing over and over again gets. But I did quite well, I think, for the time I had. I'll pop up a poll when I get over there and show you the extent of it. And I've also cleared out underneath the bridge here, as you can see, made that into one big pond, so the bridge kind of makes sense instead of just being a raised bit of road. So over here we've got this path coming round to here, and I've started heading out towards that patch over there, which is going to be our agricultural village. Let's have a quick look up here because you can see it a lot better with a bit of height. And you'll see just how far I got with it. I haven't gone through and put in any of the alternative blocks yet. And I'm thinking I'll branch it off this way to that plains on that side of the forest as well. Now, I've got right up nearly to the water. I've left a bit of room for a bridge. But the view up here was just so lovely. This is going to make a fantastic mining slash industrial settlement. Like I say, little bit of plains there for farming. Got the forest in the middle, and then there's another plain over there. But when I was over here and pillared up to see where I wanted the road to go, just beyond this hill, I think there's a village. There's something in the distance that looks man-made, so that'll be quite exciting. And I think that might be a pumpkin. I don't have any pumpkin seeds, so that'll be nice too, because that's really useful for hidden lighting. But what I'm thinking for today is I would like to get some market stalls laid out in here, get some kind of start at the centre point of the market maybe. And I'm also looking at this, I'm thinking I might just bring that into a straight wall, have a staircase up to this level, and sort of have a retaining wall around it rather than having it slope, because that'll give us a few extra blocks space to fit in some stalls. So let's try out the super spade for the first time. That is much faster. This is going to be a much less painful operation. And I think the first thing to do is to clear out some of this hillside and get the retaining wall in place so that we've got a footprint to work with. Let's go from, let's see, let's take it down these two to begin with and see how we get on. So, like I said, the market's going to be fairly colourful, I hope. I will have to get some sheep dyed up. I'm thinking, given the resources in the area, that yellow and white would be good colours for this town, or at least for the marketplace to begin with, until I can find a desert and get some green. I quite like that too. I think they would work quite well. But yellow and white for now will be fine, I think. I need to make sure I'm not breaking what I don't want to with this thing now. So I'll get this dug out and I'll be back in a little while. Okay, so that's that all dug out. Now it's just a matter of deciding what we want the wall to look like and slapping it up there. So I'm thinking we'll use the same basic set of blocks we had before. There's not much point in changing the palette right this minute. I don't know if I want any logs in there or not. We'll try it without first. And I think we'll start it here. You don't really, in my mind, you don't need a retaining wall for 2 or higher. So it's just a question of how do we want this to work. And I would like it to have some kind of depth. It's got to be repeatable all the way around. I've got to be able to turn it at some point. So how about we do these as a kind of pillar? No, that's not going to work. Like that, maybe? Going to need a lot more stairs if I'm doing it this way. And then we could just do that. And that's very samey. What about these in there? How would they look? Would help if I actually put them in the hotbar. Right. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Have I got any other? Because I'm thinking I will use cobble for the floor in here, just because, you know, it's going to be well tramped on. If anything, that needs to go back one. Maybe. Let's see. What about... Oh no, because that's going to have to stay as dirt. That's the surface. Giving myself a problem here. Let's try those just all the way along. Do you know, that might work if I bring it in one instead of making it 3 wide. Just make it 2. How does that look? Well, that's better. That is better. And then maybe up on top, we run a row of these. Oh, I quite like that. And then we can put lighting on these sides. And then maybe when we get some better lighting blocks, we could put them in here. Which is kind of why I was looking for an odd number to be doing this with. But no, I think that'll do. Let's try one more cell and see if we still like it. Because then I'm going to need to go and make more stairs anyway. Where did that go? Didn't pick it up. There we go. And then my super efficient spade is going to cause problems. And we'll run some slabs along the top. Yeah. Do you know what? I think I like that for now. We can change these up maybe in a bit. Okay, so I've just got these last few slabs to put down if I can reach them, and then we'll have to work out what we're doing with that corner over there. My shovel's nearly gone. I can sort that out later though, because it's got mending on. If I put it in the offhand while I do some AFK fishing, it'll mend up in no time. And as you can see, I made a few changes. I really wanted more depth here, so I've just filled this edge in with stone bricks and put some walls up. You can tell what I've been doing this weekend in the house, can't you? And that's meant I have had to put this line along here. But I think that'll be okay, because I think it makes sense that this is a walkway anyway. I might even put some form of barrier along here, although with it being a half block, that's not always the easiest thing to get looking nice. And then here it'll curve round. We'll have the staircase up to here and a path that leads down towards this settlement. Right, what to do here? I mean, this fitted in quite nicely. I didn't have to dig any further back. So we could just try turning it along there, just round, and putting a pillar up the middle. That might be the easiest way to go. And of course I've come out without any stairs, which is not the most helpful. Let's try that there, and then these would need to do that thing that we've been doing. One there and one there. This is the thing, you always have to go back further than you think you need to, and they'll need to come out as well. And I might as well put some slabs on those ones, save a bit of blockage. There. What's wrong with that? That should be stairs. That's what's wrong with that. And I've put them away. Okay, that's the one. There. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. This does stand proud a little. We could maybe take it back. Oh, except that's going to do that there. No, that's no good. Okay, we'll just put it back how we found it, and call the job done, I think. Alright, so guess what I've been gathering? I bet you can. I have one more go through here, and then we will go and get our very first market stalls put in place. I'm slightly limited on colours to what's available, but fortunately I think we've got enough of a range to be getting on with. I'm taking whatever white I can get as well, because I think I'll need that more than anything else. So yeah, I've got a fair bit of wool. I also collected a bit more dark oak just in case, and I found a couple of cows in there. I'll go and fetch them over at some point, because we will need leather, more than can be provided by the fishing machine. It does give me occasional bits of leather, but that's all it's given me in many hours of AFK. Right, so I pretty much know what I want this to look like. I have used this design before, but I haven't quite used it in this format. I've always tended to do market stalls as little individuals, but this time I'm going to do something that is actually more common in England anyway, and that's sort of rows of market stalls all lined up, although I won't do the just lots and lots of horizontal lines that you tend to get here. So we'll start it off with that, and I want it to come round two before turning it, so we'll turn that one round there, And I think we'll make this the entrance side and this the kind of shopping side, if you like. Although quite often these things are double-sided anyway. So we'll just get some of these in place here. And before I close that off at the end, we'll make sure that I get my measurements right. So we'll take that one out. And we're taking those out to put a gate in. I'll sort the floor out later as well. So every 2 we want to have a gate, and another 2. And I think we'll just take this down as far as we can until we either run out of gates or run out of space. It might be just about right, in fact. We're going to run out of light before anything else by the look of it. See if I can at least get this row done. Not if I keep doing that. There we go. Last one. And then I think I'm going to have to go and check up this end again. Yeah, so that's going on that half. So we're just going to turn it round at this point here. And that leaves quite a nice wider walkway at this end as well. No, that's one too far. Is it? No, it's not. And then on this side, we'll just run them all the way down so that we've got one long... Oh, I knew one of them would do that. It's always when I'm not paying attention. Quick check. Everything else looks okay. Right, we'll go sleep and then we'll work on making the market stalls not upside down stairs. Oh, I get to try out my new bow. Oh, or I don't. Oh, well, I'll take the bones anyway. I had to use a fair few to make some of those dies, so... Right, so we're definitely going to want those there. And then, if I remember my design correctly, we bring those across. And that one there. So this is kind of providing barriers between each stall holder. And again, like I say, in England it's very common that these rows are actually made up of tables, usually with some kind of awning over them. And each table is rented by an individual seller. So they're quite fussy sometimes about people encroaching on their patch. Oh yeah, rightly so, it's their business. And then we'll finish these off with some chests like that. So they've got a bit of storage for whatever it is they're selling. The next step, we'll fill the rest of the chests in a bit later, is to get this awning up. Now I don't know if that's enough cells to make it work out evenly, but we'll do our best. We can always extend it or just leave it looking slightly odd if we want to. Come on. Just need that one and then we're good. Right, I think I'm going to go for red on this one, just because I've got a fair amount of it. It's a nice bright colour and I think it'll stand out nicely. I was tempted to use yellow, that's why I had 3 yellow sheep. I thought I'd be using that one the most. But actually, with all the sunflowers in this plane, it might actually blend in a bit much. So we'll save that for one of the smaller stalls, I think. And we'll just extend these stall tables out one. And then they can be folded down at night, if we can be bothered to come all the way through and do that. Okay, so just some oak fences, some lighting and some chests, and that's that run done. So let's put those there and see if we can't get a torch up there. except I don't seem to have my torch. There we go. There they are, right in front of my face. No, I'm going to have to pillar up for that, aren't I? I'll do it on wall. Why not? I usually try and bring dirt with me for this purpose, but I've got my shears, so I'm not that bothered. And I'll just do 2 at the other end as well. There we go. And then we can get these last dividing chests in. And then all we have to worry about is the floor. Oh, that's why it fits. Look, I've done a double one there. Oh, I'll fix that later. So now the store holders. Oh, do I want them there? Oh, if I put them down on that one, do up, down, and up, then I can put torches just on these ones here. That works. I quite like that, actually. I love it when that happens. You're not planning something, but it all just comes together anyway. Well, opportunity presents itself. So now the store holders can give an indication of what they're selling. Maybe this one's selling torches. So that's the general idea. I'll get that roof fixed. I think I'll build another row along this way somewhere, and then maybe here we'll put some individual versions, so they're just like the little square cells, or maybe double ones. And then, like I say, over more towards the road, we'll do some more house-type shops. I'm going to get some more of these built, and I'll come back and show you when I'm done. So here we are in our marketplace. It's come along a bit. I did end up using the yellow on a larger one, mostly because I needed a large amount of colour. So we've got 2 rows here. Couple of individual ones, and then I threw these up. I'm not sure which I prefer on the sides or anything, but I do like the kind of barrow effect they've given. So that's about it. The video is getting long. I did have to go and have a check, but I think we'll leave it here for this time, and when we come back we'll think about maybe moving on from the market for a little while. We might go and have an explore over that hill and see if we can't find the village. In the meantime, all there is left to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.